You've got me feeling like you're where I wanna be, wanna be. Please don't let me go, I need you right here by my side. So won't you run away with me tonight? You could be the one that I've been wanting all my life. Cause when you're looking at me with those eyes, I don't wanna leave, I need you, we could be the light. So won't you run away with me tonight? I could be the one that you've been wanting all your life. Cause I know that I'm ready to go. Don't do the brighter side. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Don't do the brighter side. La 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 la. La 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 la. Don't do the brighter side. All at once, you take it all so well, and I'm mesmerized, mesmerized. I know it's hard, but you can rest your mind. It'll be alright, be alright. I don't wanna leave, I need you, we could be the light. So won't you run away with me tonight? I could be the one that you've been wanting all your life. Cause I know that I'm ready to go. Don't do the brighter side. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Don't do the brighter side. La 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 la. La 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 la. Don't do the brighter side. I don't wanna leave, I need you, we could be the light. So won't you run away with me tonight? I could be the one that you've been wanting all your life. Cause I know that I'm ready to go. Don't do the brighter side. Count to 10, and we'll be where we wanna. When you're next to me, I can't pretend. You've got me feeling like you're where I wanna be, wanna be. Please don't let me go, I need you right here by my side. So won't you run away with me tonight? You could be the one that I've been wanting all my life. Cause when you're looking at me with those eyes, I don't wanna leave, I need you, we could be the light. So won't you run away with me tonight? I could be the one that you've been wanting all your life. Cause I know that I'm ready to go. Don't do the brighter side. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Don't do the brighter side. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Don't do the brighter side. All at once, you take it all so well, and I'm mesmerized, mesmerized. I know it's hard, but you can rest your
What is going on, people? Welcome to the stream. Hope everyone's doing well today. Who we got? Who we got in the chat today? Should probably actually check that like audio mix in one of the archives and see how it is, but I haven't had a chance. So I don't know, I could be turning it down to the point you don't really hear it. Not actually sure. But hope everyone's doing well today. On this Tuesday that, at least for me, feels like a Monday. J-Teen, you got some homework, so just dropping by. All good, man. Good luck with the homework. Hope it goes well. Good to see you, man. I said to make sure the AC was on and it wasn't on heat still. So it feels a little warm in here, but I think that's also just like because I was just doing Ring Fit a little bit ago, so like moving around, I'm probably just warm at the moment. I think today will be the day. I think today will be the day for Azelf. I'm confident, because I think if it's not, we'll hit 4,000. And I said we'd get it before 4,000, and I am decently confident on that. It feels reasonable. I also felt like at least when I was starting out doing the dual like Wooloo Azelf thing, like that first stream doing Wooloo, which was only a couple days ago, but I really felt like we'd be doing more Wooloos than Azelfs, and I think it's been the other way around. I think just because of the fact that, you know, you can just get unlucky with the spawns, it's harder to find Wooloos than it is to do a guaranteed soft reset for Azelf. Yeah, I finally got the Drago highlight thing posted. That took a little bit longer than I had wanted. It's not like hard to do. I mean, it's basically just take stream clip, trim it down, upload it with thumbnail. But I had to get like issues sorted out with DaVinci, like with DaVinci Resolve, which is what I use for the editing. Since there's some like OBS's, like, at least I don't know if it's the native output, but it's what I use. Like the file type that it outputs for stream archives doesn't play with Resolve like it did with I think both Premiere and Wonder, like Filmora, which is the two other things I've used, which both went okay and took it, but Resolve doesn't. So I had to convert it, and the first time I converted it, I lost all the audio, so I had to reconvert it, and it takes a good chunk of time. Just because it's such a long video, you know? Like, I had to convert the whole stream in order to edit it. I can't like trim it without converting it, so I have to convert the entire stream to pull that like 16-minute clip out of it. Which still, I think Juan pointed it out. And yeah, that was a 16-minute long capture attempt on a shiny, which is a little bit bad. In terms of stress levels, it's a little high. I didn't mean to hit the rookity. Oh well. Still knock it out. Get one closer to that 500 battles. Turn it down a little bit more. Ah! It's all rookies now. Just like when I'm at Helm Hunt, when I hunt rookity off stream, I just see we'll lose. So hopefully, there we go. There's one. It's been a little bit. There you are, buddy. Yo, Forbidden One, what's going on? Welcome, welcome. How's your day been going? Hope you've been doing well. Hey, now we're getting lucky with the Wooloos. For a little bit there, we were just seeing rookies. Yo, Killer Flamingo, welcome, welcome. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well today. Yo, Forbidden One, thank you for the super chat, my friend. Nice. Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, Mel, welcome to the stream. Yes, the hype. The hype emote. There we go. Thank you, Forbidden One. I appreciate that. Nice. It's even highlighted. the niceness just overhangs the webcam. I'm gonna leave it. Talked about it yesterday. I probably need to. I've been like, gee, how do I get these to fit better? And it's like I should probably just shrink the font down. But nah, we'll leave it for now. We'll leave it. So your video game, the Shiny Regidrago. Yeah. I finally got that highlight up. I meant to put that up like the day after. The day after I got the shiny. Like I feel like that's kind of the time to do it, you know, so people know, oh hey, the next streams are gonna be different. But I was having issues with I'm using new editing software. It's been like a year since the last time I had to edit a shiny reaction, so I had to deal with that, and there were some technical issues. But I got that working today. Just wanted to one up the most recent super chat. I see. You did so. You did it in glorious fashion. Seriously, thank you, man. I appreciate that. It helps out a lot with getting more fun things for the streams. Let's get a random shiny Chansey out of nowhere. Nice. It's always awesome having that kind of just like random luck. Take that money and get McDonald's. I'll have to get McDonald's soon for you, man. I haven't had McDonald's in a while. Next time I have like a fast food craving, I'll remember that you gave me some McDonald's money. Get myself a good double quarter pounder meal. Go for some McDonald's fries. Mel loves McDonald's fries. They're pretty. I would say for me, McDonald's fries probably aren't my favorite like fast food fry, but they're the most consistent. Like I know that it's always gonna be the same like thing. Like there's never a chance that like they got cooked wrong. They're always like just, you know, exactly what you're expecting. Been waiting for you to post about it on Discord. Alright, man. Switching from 2DS to 2DS XL, is it worth it? I mean, it's nice having it be a clamshell. That part's really nice for sure. I never had a 2DS. I had a 3DS XL, and then when that, like, died and I couldn't find another one, I got a 2DS XL, and I loved it. I think it's a really good form factor. I don't think it's any more powerful. I clicked on a different window and I lost all of my buttons. So yeah, I like the 2DS XL. I'll say I like it. I can't compare it to the 2DS. I mean, I would imagine it's better. It's got a bigger screen and it's a clamshell, which is nice. Yo, Cinder, how's it going? Naruto for life, welcome. How you guys doing today? Yeah, and I think, like, you can't really get any other, like, 3DS family system at this point. Check Discord real quick. Yo, Tyler, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Check Discord real quick. McDonald's. Alright, welcome to the Discord, man, and yes. I will keep the Discord posted on the next time I get some McDonald's. Sorry you're late. No, you're all good, Tyler. You're all good, man. What is my Discord server? It's linked down in the description. It's just it's mostly a place for me to like post post links to the streams and stuff. So people hang out there and talk. I want to hang out there and talk some more with people. Get some game nights going and stuff. Like we tried to get a game night going for Among Us on Saturday night, but that ended up not working. We didn't get any people in it. But it'd be fun to get something like that going. Yo, Cam, KS God, welcome to the stream. Good luck. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Hopefully we can get a... I'm feeling like we're going to get Azelf today. It's been long enough with that. My prediction was under 4,000, which was pretty generous, given that the odds are like 1 in 1,300. But under 4,000. So we're getting there. We're getting close. We can do D&D. That would be fun. I'm already in a campaign at the moment, though, so I feel like... I don't know. I don't know how well I'd handle 2 campaigns running at once, but... Feel free, I get a good group going with that. Seriously, y'all are welcome to get anything going in there y'all want. The more stuff we have to do in there, the better. Not been reaching your full potential as a feral druid, so tonight you're making some changes. And hopefully you can improve your DPS, and in doing so flex on your guild. The most important part of that, right? It doesn't actually matter how successful the raids are, just as long as you can flex well. Love me some D&D. Yee! Yeah, it's been good to get my sessions going with my group again. We took a break for, like, you know, end of year, holidays. People were like seeing family and everything, and just like on vacations and wanted to just relax at points, so we ended up taking a couple weeks off, but we got back into it last Thursday. So also, just as a heads up, Thursday is like a nearly guaranteed no stream day just because of that.
In my head like a melody.
You're forever DM because your group hates you. We pretty much have a forever DM, but he's run the last... I want to say 3 like long-standing campaigns we've done. We've had other people pop in and DM like one shots, but it always goes back to the other guy. I think we're wrapping up our current campaign in like in a few months, and then we've got one of our other players is gonna DM for a bit and see how that goes. Just joining several awesome Killer Flamingo. Glad to have you there. Hey, 2 Wooloos. That's like a record right now. Took your group from a toxic DM because you weren't having fun. Said let's meet up one day in LDM, and that's how you became forever DM. I mean, yeah, if like the other experience was that bad, and then it was like, boom, look at how good it can be. Yeah, everyone's gonna want you to stay the DM. I take it as a good sign, you know, that you're doing a good job at it. I know that doesn't change being a forever DM and sometimes wanting to be a player. But it's better than, like... it's better than, like, the whole party intentionally TPKing and just being like, nah, we're not doing this anymore. Gonna get Sword and Shield DLC. Nice! I would say the DLC was, in my opinion, worth it. Like obviously, the base games were rocky in terms of like the reception of them and people's thoughts on the quality and everything, but the DLC is definitely a better way for them to have gone than releasing the whole game again for another $60. I still haven't even played Isle of Armor. I've only played Crown Tundra so far. DM with demons and stuff. You can't remember the name. Gotcha. What's the music? This is State of Wonder by Inverness and Anthony Russo and King Daniel. I just have Monster Cat running. Yeah, I don't have anything like that set up. Yeah, no Nightbot or anything at the moment. I think that's probably going to be one of the next things I work on, like, really getting set up. Because I think Nightbot technically is, like, linked for my account. I just turned it off at some point. I don't think I ever actually fully set it up. Like, you know, I connected it and then completely disabled it so I could work on it, and I don't think I actually did anything. So I need to look back into that. Yo, Mayu, what's going on? Welcome, welcome. 4th stream of the day for you. Dang. The stream train right there. He'll basically ended 20 minutes after you getting there. Rip. Well, this one's got at least an hour and a half left. Unless you're going to bring some really good luck and in about 20 minutes we find both shinies and I'm completely ill-prepared to continue streaming. We still got an hour and a half, Mayu. Also, Mayu, I tried the lime and Doritos. Those were really good. I really liked them. I went out after the stream to a convenience store and got some. They were really good. They were really spicy, but they were really good. Super chatter of the month is wrong. It should be $10.69. No, you had a $5 super chat earlier in the month, I think. So the super chatter of the month is like the total number of like your total combined for the month. So like I think you donated 5 before and then the 10.69 today. So it adds. It's able to keep track. I don't know what Streamlabs does to keep track of that, but yeah, that's like the total. It's like the latest super chat shows it. Yo, are we getting raided? Twiggy raid. Welcome raiders. Herminja, anti-vaxxer. Like the name. Welcome to the stream, guys. Anime loving Odish, Blake Block Bluke. Welcome raiders, welcome raid hype. Turtwig Trainer, welcome to the stream. So thank you for the raid. I appreciate that. Hope the stream went well. What were you streaming? Like the first person to not struggle on your name. Hey! Sometimes I can really flub them, so I'm glad I got them. You're streaming shiny dancing. Awesome. What were you hunting for, man? Hey, yeah. Thank you for the raid, man, by the way. Also, Mel, if you're still here, could you, like, try to grab Turtwig Trainer's, like, channel link to post it in chat? For, like, everyone here to go check him out? The Sea Pickle. Aha, I see. Did you have any luck? Try. Awesome, thank you! Because I feel like you used to just be able to go to a channel from chat. I don't know when they removed that. I never have luck. I can feel that. I mean, for proof, look at this Azelf number, man. But yeah, awesome. Thank you for the raid. You'll have some luck soon, man. You'll have some luck soon, though. It's supposed to be Kermit plus Greninja. Okay, I see. Hey, thank you, Mel. Yes, everyone from my stream, go check out Turtwig Trainer. Thank you for being so awesome. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. Still correct. Greninja is a ninja. Indeed. A ninja frog. In the term or luck, a very polarizing thing. That just makes it more exciting, right? You know, like if the luck was always on your side, like it would get boring, right? You gotta have some drama. Some of those crazy long hunts. Shiny hunting Poipole. Ooh, Poipole. Poipole was one that was rough for me. Good luck with that. It's a good shiny. It's a great shiny. Absolutely worth hunting for. It just can take a while. 3 weeks in. Dang, man. You got some commitment. Did get a streamer a shiny Rayquaza right when you entered on his first check. Nice. Bringing the luck, Mayu. Also, yeah, we're flying through this Azelf. We're absolutely hitting 4,000. We're absolutely getting to 4,000 today if we find it. What's this music? Why is this song in particular like so aggressively loud? 20,000, dude, that's crazy. That's like legitimately insane, man. Dude, I hope you find it soon. Oh, there we go. Almost turned around too early. You listen to Skill and Blackfield Bride, so I mean, no, I definitely listen to music that's like really goes into it. It's just like with how chill almost every other song on this playlist is. Yeah, the drop with it. It's not like, oh, it's aggressive. This is like aggressive music. It's just like it felt like it was overpowering me talking, or at least I felt like I was having to talk over it, unlike some of the other songs in here, you know? To put it in perspective, what are the odds of a shiny in Ultra Sun? Do you have the shiny charm? Because without the shiny charm, it's 1 in 4096. So you're almost 5 times odds. Or I guess, if you're well over, then you're probably over 5 times odds. Which is more unlucky, I think, or almost more unlucky than my Regice. With the shiny charm, you're unfathomably unlucky right now. Without the shiny charm, or with the shiny charm, you're like 15 times odds. Which, you know, it happens. It happens. It's unfortunate that it does, but it does happen. Gift Pokemon are not affected by charm. That's right. Yeah, okay, so it's always 41, it's always 4096. So, not like offensively bad, but still bad. Still bad. Even with the charm you can go over. I mean, you can go over. It's just like you go over sooner, which means like you're more likely to get it sooner. Like, you know, the odds of going over 10,000 in a Gen 7 hunt with the charm are crazy. Like, they're, even without the charm, like, it's pretty rare for that to happen. But it's not unheard of. Whereas, like, with the charm, you start to get into the territory of, like, you missed it at some point. Like, it feels like you missed it at some point because of that. About to just cheat at this point, but you're committed. Like, you're to the point, man, where, like, if you cheat yourself, you're cheating yourself out of all those hours spent on it. Like, you've put in so much effort, like, it'd feel like a waste of effort if you just, like, genned it in or something at this point. It's one thing, and I still don't like it, to gen it in immediately and be like, hey, I got it. But it's another to be, like, this far in. Like, one way you're just kind of like, alright, whatever, you genned it, it's not super special, but the other way, it's like, it's the worst of both worlds. Like, on one hand, you know it's genned, and it's not as special, and on the other hand, you hunted for it. Like, you put in the effort and didn't get the reward, you know? Ask your 6,000 Duskull with Charm with 500 KO'd and Sword and Shield. Yeah, I know, it happens. You can go over odds, for sure. I'm not saying, like, the Charm makes it a hard stop where it makes sure that, you know, oh, it's been 512 without one. But if you were at 20,000 plus encounters and the odds were like 1 in 1,500, like that's like over 10 times odds, and that's when it starts to get like crazy, like record holding territory. It'll be worth, you would know. Oh, absolutely, Cinder would absolutely know. I know, but you're going for a living dex. You will get the second one way more quickly than this. I know that's technically, like, statistically, you're just as likely to have gone over both times this far, but, like, the odds are significantly stacked in your favor that you're not going to go this far for the second one. I don't think I've gone for my second Poiple. I think I also was like, nuh-uh. I think I was, like, 4,000. Nothing crazy. But I was like, oh, this is taking so long. It's like, I'm just gonna stop. So I haven't done my second Poiple for my living decks. I know that feeling when like one hunt goes long, even though like the second one's odds are completely separate from the first one's odds, like you feel like you've already hunted it 3 times. Yo, Forbidden One, thank you for the membership, man. Member hype. Thank you so much. Your feud with Duskull is why. You have a friend, yes! We have a new member. Thank you so much, man. How many shinies do I have? I haven't counted in a while. Probably around 200. Counting ones both on and off stream. Yeah, Forbidden One has become a member. Thank you so much, man. Hype, 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 yes! And Juan, welcome to the stream as well. This is your boy, a Critlup, yes. The memories of Critlup. We need to... The more I think about it, the more we do need to do some more Manaphy hunts. Get some more Critlup action. Hey, yeah, so welcome to, we need a name. We need a name for, at least for the members. Yeah, throwback. Yeah, it's been so long since that hunt. We still have the eggs. They're still sitting on those cartridges. For that one, I do need to get my capture card situation sorted out, though. Since I do need both capture cards running for that. Unless I'm going to make it extra painstaking. Purple is what Shiny Rowlet should have been. I don't know, I think, like, the normal shiny works. I think, I don't think it's the greatest shiny, but, you know, when you got the grass Pokemon and stuff, they feel like they have to keep that green in there, which I get. Yo, Sonic the Gangster, welcome to the stream. How am I today? I am doing fantastic. How are you doing today? Shiny Rowlet is so cool. Yeah. So, here's the thought. This is something I've been thinking about for a while. Or actually was thinking about before the stream even. But kind of like overall for a while. I think the next thing I'm going to do on the Switch capture, is going to be some Dynamax adventures. I think the plan will be, as far as, like, you know, doing it with viewers and stuff, but priority goes to any members that are in the stream. Yo! Clutch! Why am I forgetting his name? Grubbin had a name. What was Grubbin's name? Y'all, it's been too long. I'm forgetting the names of my Pokemon. What was Grubbin's name? I'm blanking. But he came in clutch so many times. That was why that emote existed. Mr. Grubbs, yes! That was it. It was Mr. Grubbs. Mr. Grubbs came in clutch for us so much. Yeah. Yeah. I need to get some more emotes. I think I have a couple more emote slots. Or I'm not sure. I'll have to check. But yeah, so I think the plan will be doing Dynamax stuff, like the Dynamax adventures with viewers. I think the plan will be at least for like a little bit of it, like have some priority to members in terms of getting in on it if they want. Your Rowlet's name was Owl Capone, dude. That is great. Like, I'm not one to nickname my Pokemon usually unless they're like explicitly like stream Pokemon or like doing a playthrough on stream or something. Owl Capone is like my favorite Rowlet name now. That is amazing. I love that. Gonna try to win Family Feud on your Switch. Best of luck with that, Sonic. You got this. Knock him dead. Happy that Kyurem is done. The editing is better than your other videos. It's all about improvements, man. It's all about little improvements. Like, I'm so afraid to make it rainbow, to make the Rowlet rainbow. Yeah, I think they do try to base the... They try to base the shinies a little bit in realism. As much as you can base Pokemon in realism. I mean, some of them are just so out there as Pokemon designs, you can do whatever the heck you want with them and it's fine, but if they can try to keep it themed to the typing or to some material related to the Pokemon, they'll do that. Usually they'll do that. At least now that they're able to more manually set shiny colors compared to like pre-3DS generations. Does no one watch the streams? We got people here watching the streams. It just mean why don't as many people? I think it's just a matter of YouTube's got to share them, you know. There's got to be shared somehow. So you know, it's just a matter of people don't know about them as much, I guess. But we got people here. I'm gonna skip this one. I have a feeling. Yeah, this will be good. I said a feeling that one was gonna swear at some point. I try to keep that to a minimum with the background music. Named yours who? Not lying yet. Did it by accident. Wasn't looking at the screen. Nice. Use an elixir? That'd probably help. No, I'm right by the Pokemon Center, so I just head up here. Not as much as Puffin? Oh, yeah, Puffin's worked for it, though. Puffin absolutely deserves to have the viewers he does. He's a great streamer. Yeah, I don't really, like, focus on, like, the numbers, you know, of people watching and stuff. It's just fun hanging out with everyone. Whoever's here, I'm happy to have here. Whatever boats your float, yeah. I could do whatever with that. I get into the habit of something and I stick with it even if there's a better option. Not gonna lie, your Twitch name is Boycott Bulbasaur Hate 23. I don't know, Bulbasaur doesn't deserve hate. Bulbasaur's great. Squirtle's my favorite of the Kanto starters, but Bulbasaur's still good. Bulbasaur's second in my mind. Love Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur's great. Your Pikachu got named Zzz. It's fitting. It's fitting. Bulbasaur's cute, absolutely. And that's how I judge Pokemon. back when Gen 3 was new and I was in like 3rd or 4th grade, I loved like the edgy looking ones that looked really cool and aggressive and stuff because I was like a 9-year-old boy. But now it's honestly, it is the cute ones that are like the best. Example, Rowlet's my favorite Pokemon. It's an adorable owl. How could you not like it? Hey, Charmander. They're all good. They're all classic designs. Like, I personally don't have any hate towards like anything Gen 1. I mean, that's like classic Pokemon looks. Like, even the ones that like people do kind of point out as like nostalgia makes this one look okay. It's still fine. They're still good. Especially the starters though. Like the starters are all good in Gen 1. And Horse, how's it going, man? You like Superior? Octillery is a gun, by the way. I mean, yeah, his name's a pun on artillery. You got a Big Mew plush day and you're still hunting for a Levani plush. Yeah, you need that one, man. Wait, that Mew was cool. I saw the picture. I saw the picture while I was getting the stream set up. Yo, Sezzy, how's it going, man? How do you choose which Pokemon you shiny hunt? Do you just randomly choose? A lot of the times, yes. Because for me, at the end of the day, my goal is to have every Pokemon as a shiny Pokemon. So anything I hunt that is a new hunt is progress, and I'll have to do at some point. I will say a lot of the times I choose the easier ones to do, which means I'll end up in situations like my copy of Sun right now. All the hunts I have left are hunts that have weird little like quirks to their SOSing or have to be done through Masuda. Or just have to be done through soft reset on a separate copy at this point. Yeah, so I'd just choose for the streams. All the Usum Legends that we're hunting, I'm hunting in Dex number order. Basically, I didn't want to have to choose. It's like, I'm going to do all of Gen 1, I'm going to do all of Gen 2, I'm going to do all of Gen 3, and now we're on Gen 4. We'll go to Gen 5 after this. But as far as, like, you know, the Wooloo and stuff, with the streams, a lot of times I'll just take viewer input. I'll be like, hey guys, I'll post on the Discord server, like, after we found Regidrago, I posted that night, like, what do you want to see me hunt through this method? Usually, I'll choose the method and ask what other people want to hunt. Or, like, the next thing we're going to do is Dynamax on the Switch. Like, that's the next thing. Once we find Wooloo, the next thing I'm going to do is some Dynamax hunting. Dynamax Adventures. So, the plan with that will be, I think I want to hunt the Tapus. I think that's what I'm going for, because, I mean, I'm already going for most of the Legends on the 3DS. I don't need to do that hunt a second time, you know? At least not yet. Eventually it'll happen, but right now I want to hunt stuff I couldn't hunt before. So I'm going to hunt the Tapus. So I think probably after the stream... I guess not after the stream today. After the stream that I get... after the stream I get Wooloo, I'm going to post a poll on the YouTube channel, on the community tab, asking for people to give their input on which Tapu they want me to hunt. And then we'll just go for the most popular one there. Hype. Send a shiny look. Thank you, Forbidden One. Remoraid is a cannon. Didn't think about that one. You love Superior? Of the Gen 5 starters, Superior's my favorite. Once you stop being lazy and go back to your shiny badge quest, you'll have yourself a shiny female Superior. Nice. You're a nerd. Celebrate it. Do you just shiny hunt in your free time or just on stream? How many shinies do I have in total? I used to shiny hunt in my free time a lot more, especially before I started streaming. After I started streaming, I was a little bit of feeling bad that I was hunting stuff off stream. But yeah, I do. Right now, off stream, I'm going for an Abra on Sun, and I am going for a Rookidee on Sword. So that's why if we run into Rookidees here, I'm knocking them out. It's just to help my odds there. But yeah. Yep, so that's what I've been doing. I have a couple hunts, going off stream. That a lot of times I'll just do, like, if I'm watching a TV show or something, and or like I'm not feeling any of my other games, and I still don't want to just like feel like I'm not making any progress on anything. So I just kind of have those, take my mind off stuff. Just kind of relax, get into chill. Superior is another example of a Pokemon you like because you have a history with it. Snivy was your first Pokemon ever. Yeah. Can't afford a Switch and you really want it. The Switch is cool. It's been good. It'll be really good once we see, the technically not confirmed. I'm still going to always add that caveat of I feel pretty confident in it, but it's not confirmed in any way. The Sinnoh remakes that I guess we should be seeing this year. Or at least seeing announced sometime soon. I'm excited for those. Those will add a lot to it. And Pokemon Snap. A new Pokemon Snap. I didn't get to play the first one. I never had an N64. My friend who did have an N64 didn't have Pokemon Snap. They just had like a... I forget what I played on it. I say like I played like Glover or something. Mostly I played their PlayStation though. Have I ever failed a shiny? I have failed a few on stream. The biggest fail that honestly was the most devastating when it happened was I failed a Psyduck in Let's Go. We found a Psyduck ridiculously early into the stream. I was so hype, and because it had been a really crappy day that day. And I was like, hey, at least we found this. And I was freaking out so much, and I still wasn't used to how, like, Let's Go's, like, throwing mechanic worked. I missed, like, 3 throws in a row, and it ran away, and I was so sad. Aside from that, I don't know if I would count the uncatchable Zigzagoon as a fail, because for one, it helped us find Trico later on after that. But that was a shiny that showed up on stream that we couldn't catch. So, kind of a fail. I failed a Poochyena on our, 1,000 subscriber special stream where we hunted, where we just kept hunting Poochyenas, but, we found, 13, because it was the RNG abuse, so it wasn't really even, proper shiny hunting. So, yeah. Psyduck is the one that is, undoubtedly, no way to argue it, a shiny fail. I wonder what the gimmick they'll add to the Sinnoh remakes. I don't know. It'd be nice if they just kind of refined anything that they have in Gen 8 and brought back old Sinnoh stuff. I think that would be the best way to go about it. I don't particularly think we need to have a brand new gimmick to those games. I mean, those games are... I would have to assume Game Freak even knows they don't need a gimmick for those games. They just need a game that people want to play. Sinnoh is enough of a draw. People, as soon as ORAS remakes came out, or, as soon as ORAS came out, that was the moment people were like, Sinnoh remakes now. It's like, these remakes are good. Heart Gold Soul Silver was good. Fire Red Leaf Green were good. The remakes have always been great. People wanted Sinnoh remakes, and we were in Gen 6. And here we are in Gen 8, and it's like, this is the timeline of them actually happening. It's not surprising. But yeah. They don't need to do anything fancy, they just need to not screw up Sinnoh. Is all they need to do. Let all the Pokemon come up to them. Don't... I think the biggest concern is them breaking, ruining Cynthia. I think is, the big thing everyone would be really concerned about. One of the most notoriously difficult battles in all of Pokemon with the way the games have been going. If they added a gimmick, I want them to add, difficulty options for, the story. Once you hit post-game, I don't think it should matter anymore, but... basically, let people turn the hand-holding off. If they were going to add anything to these games. Because we know the hand-holding's going to be there. There's no way there isn't hand-holding. At least an option to have hand-holding. They constantly talk about it as accessibility to new players and stuff, and they clearly don't want to break that. But especially with a game like Sinnoh, a game with some of the most notoriously difficult battles, letting people turn up the difficulty is going to be a large part of people's nostalgia for those games. You were here. You were here for the Trico. Dude, that Trico hunt was great. It was so unfortunate that like the final day of it had to be on Twitch. Like just the bad timing of that, but it was a good hunt. That was a fun hunt. I met a lot of people with that. That was, you know, that was the hunt that brought the channel from nothing to almost 1,000 subscribers. I was like, dang. Like, that was a fun one. Will always hold a special place in my heart. Hope it's Mega Evolution in Sinnoh. That'd be interesting if they brought back Megas, because it's definitely, they've kind of like shown that they're not going back to that, but who knows? I'm not gonna like hold my breath for that though. That doesn't seem like it would be happening. I'd like it to. It's been 2 years since you got it, and you still believe. Oh, never failed a shiny, but you kind of had no business successfully catching shiny Kyogre. It's just one of those things where, like, no one, I don't think anyone ever wants to think about the fact they've never failed a shiny, because, like, you feel like you're jinxing yourself then. So it's almost like, whew, I failed one. Like, that's not a pressure anymore. But man, was I concerned I was gonna fail Regidrago. Juan pointed out that it was a 16-minute long, like, capture attempt, which is crazy. I know we've had some really long ones, but usually those are, like, stalled out. Like, you know, Harvest Leopardberry skill swap kind of thing. Like, we have it all set up, and it's not a problem. This one was a very big problem. Imagine if Gordon Ramsay ate at my house. I would hope he's nice. I mean, I know I'm not a good cook. I know I don't cook. He seems like a nice guy as long as you're not super arrogant, and like I would like to think I'm not. My most used cooking utensil is the microwave. Do you plan on having all your shinies in one game, or do you like having your shinies throughout each game? I go back and forth on this one a lot, actually. I want to have one big collection, but I also want to, like, just have, like, generationally, like, a singular collection of, like, I've found all of the shinies you can find in Gen 7, and here they are. Like, I kind of want that. I kind of want to have that. Gen 6 was a really good point with that. Where, like, you could catch everything between all 4 Generation 6 games. You could have every single Pokemon in the National Dex, which was really nice. So, like, right now, all of my shinies remain at least in the family of games. Excuse me. All of my shinies remain at least in the family of games they were caught in. So, like, Sun and Moon, Yusum, Let's Go, Sword and Shield. Like, they all remain close to where they were originally. At the moment, I wouldn't move them all up, because I don't think I could move them all up. I think some of them would get stuck in Pokemon Home, and I'm not about to let that happen. Because you can't take them back down, so it's like, if they leave Generation 7, they're never coming back. And I don't want to make my Gen 7 collection less complete if I still have to keep Pokemon on there. So I think, at the moment, there's a pretty hard stop if I won't transfer anything past Gen 7 that wasn't caught like in Gen 8. So it's a thought for the future for sure, like what I do in the long run. But right now they're sticking around where they are. Hope Gmax isn't what they go for. Really hope it isn't, or they'll ruin Sinnoh. I don't think Gmax would inherently ruin Sinnoh. Adding a, like, random wild area to it, that'd be a little weird. But, like, I don't think Gmax existing would ruin Sinnoh. Because I feel like that's a thing where I would expect Dynamaxing in at least some form to be in the games. Just because they're Generation 8, the thing with Generation 8 is Dynamaxing. Clearly, like, Game Freak is still interested in pushing Dynamaxing because Dynamax Adventures exists. Like, if they just, like, totally, like, forgot it and just went, nuh-uh, we're not doing this anymore, they would have stripped that from the DLC. They wouldn't have had that there. So I think Dynamaxing will be in the gen, will be in Sinnoh, assuming Sinnoh remakes happen. Just because that's the Gen 8 thing. I never feel shiny except for your grandpa Lucario. Lucario from Pokemon Y. Noticed and didn't run out of stupidity. Oh no! Made Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, Aaron, Dan, John, and family. Phew. Nice. Nakazu would have wiped your team. Yeah, genuinely afraid Kyogre would wipe your team. Yeah, that's just honestly that's how Drago was. I was like, oh, I'm out. Like my Pokemon, I was losing Pokemon. I was out of healing items at that point. I think, right? Like Cinderace was a champ, was an absolute champ. If Cinderace hadn't evaded moves, if Cinderace hadn't like just managed to hold on a couple times, we were screwed on Drago. So I feel that. I think that's honestly I feel like that's more stressful than like it's struggling potentially, because like there's a little bit of like just catch rates. Catch rates being high is one thing, but like it potentially wiping your team is another, because that could just happen in like 6 moves. One time it knocked out one of your Pokemon. There's a split second of genuine fear. Oh gosh, no! It's like, well, that could have been the last one. It's over. Yikes! Yeah. And with your full odds on too, Cinder, that's a little bit extra on the line there. It's the thing where like I like to keep a healthy amount of like caution when going into these hunts. Like I'd never say like we're fine on Azelf or something. Like I'd never say that like we're set, there's no issues, we're gonna get it, it's guaranteed, because it's not. It's still all RNG. You can get just as unlucky with catch rate as you can get with the shiny rate. And just blow through, especially like me with Pokeballs. You can just blow through all 140 Pokeballs that you have in your inventory and just be screwed. But I feel more prepared for Azelf than I do for Drago. I knew with Drago that I wasn't actually prepared, and that my test encounter was not a good sample size, and I really needed to do a few more at least. All this stuff. Like, I knew there were issues with my Drago catch setup. Like, that was not well set up. Always felt that it made sense to have shinies in each game, since if you have all your shinies in one game and something happens in that game, you would lose everything that you put work into. That's fair. That's a fair point. That's kind of like the concept and the reason behind having like Pokemon Home or Pokemon Bank. Is like, as long as Nintendo or Pokemon Company is like a responsible company, servers get backed up nightly. You don't really lose anything with those. Like there's redundancy in that, but yeah, compared to one singular cartridge that you could lose and then they're all gone. Yeah. You're hunting a shiny Rockruff. Little do you know that on the 6th reset you accidentally hit run when it was a shiny. Oh no! Lucario, being such a smart Pokemon, failed to flee. Dang, that's nice. Wow, that would have been bad. Lucario had your back, though. I almost wonder if, like, they'd... interesting. Whatever it did, Monster Cat, like... The playlist ran out. Maybe it only plays for, like, an hour. Before it's like, hey, are you still listening? But yeah. I almost wonder if that'd be a feature that they would do, because like, you know, in the same way that they used to be like, oh, your Pokemon, when HMs were a thing, it was like, you know, your Pokemon would be like, oh, it missed you so much it came back, which wasn't like a random chance thing. That was genuinely like, no, don't get rid of this Pokemon, you can get stuck. Like they added that because like you could get stuck here. So I wonder if they do that with. I wonder if they would do that with shinies. Like, oh, you failed to flee because, dude, take a second look. And if you still tried to run, then like, Sure. But like I wonder if they would do that. Alright, if we don't see... Yeah. Just have to re-roll the encounters. Now you always carry a bulky Pokemon with you. Oh yeah, max level legendaries. Always Eviolite. Always an Eviolite type null. You're prepped. Yeah, no, alright, see you later, Forbidden One. Thank you for tuning in the stream. Thank you for the super chats and for the new membership. I really appreciate it, man. Hope you have a good rest of your night. Reggie Drago was clapping my team's cheeks. Indeed it was. Do I only upload my reactions? I have some other video ideas I want to do. I just don't have a lot of time to do it. So ideally, no, I would upload more. But at the moment, it's just the shiny reactions. But I think that is one of the things, like a perk with the membership, that members will get access a little earlier. So you'll definitely, like, when I do release other videos, you would get access to those a little early. Do you think the Game Freak will screw up the Gen 4 remakes? I have hope they won't. I think they took an extra year off. Yes, they took an extra year off. They took what am I trying to think? What am I trying to think of? Yeah, so they took a year off and an extra year off as far as like their game cycle compared to the past few games. Sinnoh is a remake of an existing region and an existing story, so they already have the story laid out. The most they really need to do is lay in maybe a little bit of extra stuff that's just their usual kind of remake touch-up, mostly post-game. So really it's like, it's not saying that there's no work for them to do, like they have to remake everything. Why did just like... I don't know. Monster Cat's being weird. I might have to just change the playlist up and try with some new stuff. Because it's only like playing a single song at a time now. So it's fine, but that's because you're panicking and need to calm yourself down so your hands aren't shaky while you're trying to catch the shiny, right? So you have to be able to tell yourself it's okay. Otherwise you're guaranteed to screw up and like click run. Notice that when you get a shiny, your reaction's always the same. You see it, gasp, cover your face with your hands while you stare at the shiny and struggle to form any coherent sentence. For me, I feel like there's a very deliberate, like, take your hands off everything. You can do it by, like, freaking out, like, fist pumping or something like that. But take hands off so you can't screw it up. So you can't just muscle memory. Soft reset. And then, like, from then on, I really only use, like, one hand at a time on anything to make sure I don't touch any... Make sure I don't go in with a soft reset motion, you know? Muscle memory is the real shiny killer, honestly. It's good that this is your reaction. Get your hands away from the game until you can compose yourself. Actually, yes, exactly. Exactly. Like, I don't want my reaction to be like, huh, and then I just, like, don't touch it. And, like, or then I, like, mess it up, right? Like, it's like, alright, let's very clearly start thinking through this again. Get off autopilot. Like, let's get going. Like, there's a proper process to be following here. I feel like Game Freak makes Gen 4 remakes just going to be Diamond and Pearl remakes with the Platinum stuff. Or even a complete Platinum remake will be locked behind DLC. I think they'll go the Diamond and Pearl route. And I think we'll see Platinum be like Delta episode with Oras. My thoughts. Because like they've never made a third remake game. So there's not really like there's not a precedent for a third game that they would then lock out as DLC. So I think we just get Diamond and Pearl, with a little bit of like platinum-ish stuff tucked in at the end. Or we'll just get platinum, but with like a leaning in terms of Pearl or a leaning in terms of Diamond. Usually that's what I would assume. That's what I would assume. I would assume them making 2 games with the 3 games content like mixed a little bit. They're not going to be like, you know, piece for piece remakes. They've never done it that way. They've always changed it up a little, added a little bit, tweaked it some. They've done something usually. So that's my thought there. Like, okay, you're my best friend, and you push Flea. Wanna look again? Yeah, just, you sure? Let's double check this. Like, I understand the thought. However, observe. Add more to Snow Point since there isn't much to it. Like, yeah, I'd like to see them add some content on, but they're not having to make a whole game. There's not like, I mean, they have to make a whole game, but they don't have to redesign a whole game from the ground up. They have the basis, they have a story, they have a region, they have a Pokédex, like they have all of this stuff that's in these games. So like it makes sense. Like I think like I've said, I am very hopeful that they do Diamond Pearl remakes right. I think this, like, I know the sales numbers were like the best sales numbers and stuff, but I definitely think, and I will continue to say it, that like that Pokemon Unite was rock bottom for the Pokemon franchise as far as like announcements. Like, I think even the Pokemon Company knew before they announced the game that was rock bottom. Like, it wasn't aimed at our market. For one thing, it wasn't aimed at like the Western market as a whole. It was aimed at China. China plays those kind of games. That is the main market there. That's the only way to get into that market, is to buddy up with some people like that. So I get why they did it. I think they get why they did it. They also understand that is like the lowest point in their perception and reception of a game in a long time. As well as I think they understand the general disconnect. Ooh, 4 Wooloos. I think they understand the general disconnect that there is there between like what they've been making and what like is actually wanted. I think they've understood. They realize they've misstepped, and Pokemon Snap, I think, is the first like definitive sign that they're stepping back in the right direction. I find that it would make sense, since they could say, oh, we just remade Diamond and Pearl, so it wouldn't make sense to remake Platinum, so here's the Platinum stuff in a DLC. But the thing is, they won't remake Platinum. They never remade Emerald, they never remade Crystal, they never remade, they remade Yellow, but they remade it with Let's Go, so like, that's a whole different thing. They didn't remake, like, alongside Fire Red, Leaf Green. They've always made 2 remakes. They could change it up. They like to keep it they like to keep everyone on their toes, but they tend to do that with the main games. We have 3 generations of remakes to go off of, so like, that's not perfect, but it is a pattern. It is a noticeable pattern of every other generation we get 2 remade games. So I think they do it that way. I don't know how much the Platinum content lends itself to being like a separate Delta episode type thing. Could they make more money? Yes, but I don't know if they will look at this long term or short term. I think if they go the Platinum's the DLC route, I think they'll lose a little bit of the trust in the long term. I think. I could be totally off on what happens there. What about remix Pokemon Black White after Diamond Pearl? Wait till Gen 10. This is exact. I know this is going to happen too. As soon as Diamond and Pearl remakes happen, everyone's going to be like, Black and White remakes next, right? Right? And then they'll be confused for another generation and a half of why haven't they released Black and White remakes. Every other generation they've made a remake. with the exception of the first time through, which was just because there were so few out. It'd be dumb to make a remake back then. But they have... The pattern is showing up as every other generation. So Black and White would get a remake around Gen 10, which is weird to think that that could happen. But 2 generations between remakes feels right too. I mean, as much as it's definitely like a longer and longer gap each time, it kind of makes sense. Like, because if you just kept them every gen, you remade another game, like, for one, it gets stale that there are remakes, but also two, it doesn't work as well. It wouldn't feel right to be in like Gen 15 and be getting Gen 12 remakes, you know? But they could definitely get more money that way, but like with Platinum as DLC, but they went honestly the route that was cheaper for them this time. Like, per unit that they'd be trying to push, it was cheap. It's cheaper to sell DLC than it is to sell. It is cheaper to us for us to buy the DLC for Sword and Shield than it would have been for them to have made a third game that had Crown Tundra and Isle of Armor. They could have gone that route. They could have gone the route of having a game that was called Armor or a game that was called Crown. And it could have just had that extra little bit of content. That's about how much content is added by like Emerald or Platinum. They didn't have to sell it to us at half price. So I don't think it was just a cash grab to make it DLC. DLC has like this like stigma to it for sure. Of a lot of times like DLC is what makes a game complete. This is kind of one of those times, but they would have also just made a new complete game and sold it to you again for $60. So the option was never not paying for Crown Tundra or Isle of Armor. It was always pay, but it was either going to be pay 30 or pay 60, and they actually gave us the pay 30 option. So yeah, it would make more money to sell the Platinum content as DLC, but like, will they? They're already going to sell 2 copies of the remakes to many people, probably me included. Like, that's how it be. That is where they make the money. So, that's my thoughts on it. I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic. I don't want to, like, immediately be negative and think the worst of these games before they're even confirmed. Like, that's the thing. It's still rumors. Think it'll be like Platinum. Because in Platinum you can catch all 3 Pokemon, but it'll lead more towards Diamond or Pearl. Like that's where I think you would almost get like Palkia Giratina. Like I think Giratina will just be one that you can catch. I don't think they'll make it an option, or like I don't think they'll make it an option to catch it. I don't think they'll make it a choice where it's like one or the other. It's like, do you want to like kind of like the way that Oras did it, where like you got Rayquaza at the end, like through Delta episode. Either way you went. So I could see something like that, where like you in Pearl you get Palkia, in Diamond you get Dialga, both of them you can get Giratina. My prediction, baseless aside from what they did in Oras, so that part's not consistent enough to like say for certain. Like is looking at the Distortion World, Battle Frontier, and anything else is through DLC, not an entire Platinum remake. Oh yeah, it wouldn't be through an entire Platinum remake. I don't think we'll ever see it that way. I don't know if it'll be a paid DLC. I hope it's not like content that comes later. It could be. It very well could be content that came later. I just don't know if it'd be DLC. Do you think they'll ever go back to making a 2D style game in the future? No. Pokemon is a game that pushes the hardware to look the best that it can a lot of the time. And it uses all the features. It's a console seller. I imagine Nintendo, while Pokemon is made by Game Freak, not Nintendo has enough say in the Pokemon company to point to Game Freak and go, hey, you should do this. You should use this. I don't think Nintendo would ever be on board with like a main Pokemon game being 2D. I don't think that's going to happen again. We've already gone to 3D. They've put the effort in to make 3D models of all the Pokemon. There are plenty of people now who have only played 3D Pokemon games, and to them, this just would be some stupid downgrade. I think things like spin-off games and stuff, yeah, those will still be. We'll still have 2D versions of those. Mystery Dungeon was a 2D remake for the Switch, so those 2D games will exist. They won't be the core games. I don't think like we'd ever get, like, we're not going to see like Gen 9 or Gen 10 go back to 2D. I don't think that's not happening. So, Sun Moon remakes when? When, like, I have children that can play Pokemon. Probably even still long after that. What are they, remakes of the remakes of Heart Gold Soul Silver? Probably is Let's Go. I think what they've done is for each generation they've added essentially a third spoke to the cycle, and we'll see Let's Go remakes. We're gonna see like them go through. They did Kanto. I think we'll see a Johto Let's Go game. I think we will then see a Hoenn Let's Go game. I think those are more likely to keep pace one for one with the newer generations. So I do think we will see that. I think we will see. They won't be like remakes and remasters of Heart Gold Soul Silver. They'd just be like. They'd essentially be like Crystal in Let's Go, in like a more cartoony style, gameplay style, like Let's Go, stuff like that. I think that's what we would see. There isn't really much content in Platinum to make it a DLC. Yeah, exactly. I'm also super behind on messages, or I'm like half the page behind on messages. So. But y'all are keeping pace with me talking now, so it's all good. That's just why I'm like probably like 5-10 minutes behind on what's being typed. I'm rambling a lot, which I think is fine. Okay, yeah. So now I'm back to the message. I read this one and then went back up more. Do you think they'll ever make a 2D game style in the future, like another Pokemon game or an updated engine of Gen 5 or Gen 4? Yeah, no. As soon as the systems went like fully capable of doing 3D, like fully 3D graphics, no, wasn't gonna happen. Oh, John the Pikachu, welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Yeah, every game that comes out being 3D. Every main game that comes out will be 3D. It would ironically be more work to go back to 2D than to stick with 3D. Dying Dragon, welcome to the stream. Sometimes you feel the games had more life when they were 2D, like Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and Black and White 2. There's argument to that. There's definitely some merit to that statement. Not necessarily in the sense that like, you know, these games are lifeless, but like they have different feels. Like there's a reason we still have games that are made in 2D today, and everything's not like 3D graphics, even if it's a 2D side scroller. Like, there's a reason we still see pixelated games coming out, you know, that mostly have spawned off like the Minecraft kind of feel. There's a reason we see those and that they sell well, and you have artists who can still draw that. Like, there's a reason that it stays around this way, you know? It's an artistic choice. I think the Pokemon franchise has moved to 3D, and it will stay 3D. They have no reason to go back. They've already put in the work to make all the 3D models. They'd actually have more sprites they'd have to redraw all the sprites if they went back, where all the models are in 3D. Like, as long as their importer doesn't break like it supposedly did for Gen 8, they've made all these Pokemon. They only have to remake, like, they only have to make the new Pokemon models. Excuse me. All the old ones port up. They might have to redo the textures just to make them smoother and more fitting for the system, resolution-wise, but that's it. Aside from that, they're set. They don't have to... They theoretically never have to redo a Rookity model. They never have to redo a Squirtle model anymore. But if like in Gen 9, say they made it 2D, they'd have to make new ones of every single one of those, because, you know, they'd have to make them like fairly high res now since the systems can handle it that well. Yeah, the graphics were the way they were on the old systems because that was a limitation. Oh, almost caught that one. Did not want to do that. The Soul Silver you can already go to Kanto, so they might replace that with DLC content instead. Oh, if they made a Soul Silver remake, I don't know what they would do with, like, because I'm a believer that we'll probably see like Let's Go games along the lines of Johto, which, yeah, like all Johto games are able to go back to Kanto. So yeah, what would they do there? Would you be able to? Like, it would make sense if they were trying to do a true, like, remake kind of thing. But if they're just making a game in Johto, I don't know. That's an interesting little, like, thing to think about. Jiha, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Want to see N in 3D fangirling intensifies. Honestly, every game getting a remake, at least through Gen 5. I think every game will get a remake to be in 3D. I don't know what'll happen if we get to, like, the point where we're seeing Gen 6 remakes. Like, I don't know. Like, at that point, yeah, will the games look dated? But probably. But it's too close to Gen 6 to tell at this point. I mean, it's 4 generations away in my mind before we'd even conceivably be thinking about a Gen 6 remake. And, like, that's the difference between Gold and Shield, or not Gold and Shield, Gold and X. Like, there's a little bit of an improvement there. Lee Vanny, how's it going? Do you think other game companies should help make Pokemon games, not just have solely Game Freak making Pokemon games? Other companies do good jobs with the spin-offs when they're contracted out to other companies. I think Game Freak just needs to get back on track. Like, I think Game Freak, again, I feel Game Freak has accepted that they made a misstep with some of the recent things that has happened. Some of it has been weird, like weird requests as far as their timeline from you know, the powers above them, Pokemon Company, Nintendo, and stuff like that. I think there have been some things that have made it awkward within the Pokemon, like, development. But at the same time, like, it's their game. I don't think a company that even when, like, they misstep is making games that are breaking records. Like, if you're doing that, like, and it's their game, they came up with it, they did all this, there's no need to take it away from them. You're running the risk of, say they contracted out the Sinnoh, Sinnoh remakes. There's a chance that, you know, you hand it to a company and they knock it out of the park. It's phenomenal. The best Pokemon game ever. Like, you can't get enough of it. Like, you always want that level of content after that. Or they could screw it up, like, tremendously. I don't think, like, realistically, I think the solution is kind of, hey, reduce your workload or increase your work team. Like that's really what it is. It's more so sounds like you had too much on your plate for a little bit. Slow down or get more people to help you stay at this pace. So I don't think it would benefit anyone to have another company make a Pokemon game, like a main core Pokemon game. And on Zekrom in 3D, yes, we need that. Gen 10. Unless they decide to, like, throw a curveball at us and do it in Gen 9. Also, guys, Azelf 4000, I was wrong. We're still going for Azelf. We hit the big 400. And yo, Tom Menard, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Sun and Moon is still relatively new. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, they're still, like, they're only 1 gen old. They still look fine. feel like the issue with Sword and Shield is mainly that one. I think Game Freak was making 2 different games. Yeah, they made Town. I think the Game Freak's made other games in the past. Them making another game doesn't mean like them making another game doesn't inherently mean that like they're gonna mess up Pokemon. Also, I think Town kind of flopped, and Town was made by a different like team under Game Freak. You know, one company has multiple projects going on at any given time. They're working on supposedly Diamond and Pearl remakes for this year, as well as they're probably already working on potentially Let's Go games or on the next generation of games. Like, there's multiple teams, and it's also not like you're going full bore 100% of the time with the stuff you're working on, or with these projects. Usually it's kind of like, there's a little bit of like, you know, parallel tasks, but a lot of the times you have, you know, like people who rig the models waiting for people to finish the models. And so like, you know, hey, if you're doing that, we already have these other models like done, can you rig these? Like, if you only worked on one project as a whole company at any given time, you have a lot of wasted time. Just from the sake of like people designing the engine are working on the engine before people are working on the UI, like that kind of thing. So them having people working on Town might have just been, hey, we want to do something other than Pokemon, and we're only at like, you know, 85% of our utilization of our time right now. So like we have like this 15% of our time we can dedicate to something else. It also seems like Town didn't get a lot of time in it as well, unfortunately. They try and make a game every year. I think that's something they didn't make a new Pokemon game in 2020. That's something that I think is a good sign for a 2021 Pokemon. They were able to take more time, dedicate it to this. Because, I mean, essentially, instead of releasing a game this year, they released DLC. I don't think Pokemon needs to have a game out every year. Absolutely not. They were definitely going. That's part of kind of the weird scheduling issues that they were having, where they were like, rush your games out so you can put something on the Switch, so we make sure the Switch does well. The Switch needs Pokemon. Then the Switch came out, and they're like, oh wait, never mind. You have time. You can do other stuff. Like the Switch is doing fine on its own. You're good to release your own things. Hey, take time. Like, you can wait a little bit. Actually, in fact, please wait a little bit, because, you know, then you get a whole second wave of Pokemon sales later on. Like, I think there was a lot of stop go that they were getting told from way up. There was confusion in that. So I think that contributed to their really wonky and, like, poor scheduling and, like, confusing release cycles that they had going. Back in the day, it was like every 2 years or so. Yeah. It was a good chunk of time between them, like, and that was fine. I don't think there's ever a problem with it. I think there's like a pressure on game companies now to keep that yearly cycle up. But like a franchise like Pokemon doesn't need that. Like, clearly the concept kind of is like, the more like, if you release games twice as fast, you're not charging half as much for them. You know, you're still charging full price for this game. And other franchises have proved that you can do a yearly release cycle and it's fine. I think there's just, Pokemon has a little bit more leeway in that, like, for one, you're Pokemon. There's no way that you exist. Like, there's no way that people forget about you because you didn't release a Pokemon game that year. Like, there's enough staying power. I'm playing a Pokemon game from it's over a year old. Like they haven't put out a new Pokemon game in over a year. I'm still playing it. You guys are still watching it. Like, there's still interest in this. They don't have to put out a new game every year. It's just not necessary. So, again, yeah, I definitely think I like the idea of them slowing down on their release cycle a little. For one, it saves my wallet a little bit of stress, but also it's like, I have more than a year's worth of content to get out of a Pokemon game. Like, I don't need them to be putting out a new piece of content every single year from the main series. So they want to release, if they want like main game, spin-off made by another dev, and alternated that, go for it. Go for it. Main game Ranger, main game Mystery Dungeon, main game Snap. Like, do it. Go for that. Like, you know, you get this variety. It's refreshing. You see Pokemon like in a different genre, but you still like then you know, even you can tell, like, you know, any kind of investors in the Pokemon company, like, hey, we have a game coming out every year. This IP is making money year over year. Like, I think that's a happy, like, medium where you're not overworking Game Freak. Other developers are getting a chance to work on such an amazing franchise. There's a game put out every year for the franchise. Like, I think that would be a good kind of medium. It's just the Pokemon Company's view for so long was, why make spin-off games when mobile's the future of gaming? And they were wrong. I mean, it's not fully wrong, but like they were wrong in how like decisive they were on consoles are dead, especially portable consoles like the Switch or the 3DS. Like, they had such an instant, like, or such a hard reaction to that. I think it kind of, you know, made them kind of stumble. Wonder if DLC will be the thing they do now. Game on 1 year, game 1 year, DLC for the next year. Feel the games do better with the longer time that they're developed, which in your opinion should be 2+ years. I think they definitely benefit from having some extra time. I mean, the DLC would also be a way to keep the interest in it, but I would definitely prefer to see it as like, here's your core RPG, here's your Ranger type spin-off, you're another core RPG, here's a Snap kind of game, you know, another core RPG, here's Mystery Dungeon, like, you know, like it keeps it fresh, right? Which I think is a very good thing. Yo, you've been here, Jiha, you've been here though. So Rusty, Showdown? I haven't ever actually played around on Showdown. Wonder if Ranger's gonna get put on Switch. I don't know, honestly. I think Ranger might be a series that just is stuck in the past. It didn't get a game on 3DS, and I think that was its last chance. You know? As unfortunate as it is, I don't see Ranger working very well in the future. We still have the touchscreen, but we don't have a stylus, and the stylus was just so important to that game. It was one of the games that actually really utilized it. Switch is touchscreen, so even the Switch Lite players can use it, and if you're the actual one, you can use the Joy-Cons. True. Like, it's possible. I just think the stylus moves so much more smoothly that I think... I don't know. I could be totally wrong. Like, you're right. It could very well work perfectly fine. But yeah, in my mind, it's kind of like, well... Unless, like, a stylus came in the box, like, your finger just doesn't slide quite like that around the screen, you know? At least on the Switch screen. For me, the Switch screen's good for tapping, but it's not the best, like, swiping, you know, touchscreen. You know, like, it has to have, like, a certain surface for that to work. So I could be wrong. It could come out. I wouldn't mind it coming out. Snap's coming on the Switch. Snap's, like, perfect for the Switch, though. Like I just think it's not so much like, oh, it hasn't been released, and so it's not a matter of like, oh, it's been too long since the last release. That's not ever a valid reason for them not to make a new version of something, especially when it doesn't have to be a direct sequel. I think the issue with Ranger comes down to the hardware. Just that a stylus isn't included with the system. Again, I could be wrong. I'd love to be proven wrong. I'd love to see that on the Switch, but I just... Also, I think I'm okay, but I'm gonna switch the playlist real quick. I totally forgot to filter today with allowed to license on. So, whoops. Like, basically I forgot to filter with the am I allowed to play this song filter on. So, whoops. Do you think that any old Pokemon games will get added to the Switch like Gen 1, 2, or 3? It'd be cool. But the only like emulation I feel like we've seen outside of like the Switch Online stuff is the 3D All-Stars, which is all pure emulation. I don't know, we haven't seen any other like mobile game like yeah, it'd be great to have GBA games on the Switch. But I don't know if we will. Nintendo's so weird about like what they like release as emulation, like as like their virtual console stuff. I don't think we'll see Gen 1 or 2 because we already saw those on the 3DS. I don't know. I just don't see that happening. Gen 3 though, I feel like it's time for Gen 3 to get like a re-release. If they do make a new Ranger game, I hope it's another banned enemy team. I wouldn't mind that. That'd be neat. It's not impossible to make some sort of gadget for the Switch. Oh yeah, no, it's possible. I mean, again, they literally just have to put a stylus in the box that works on the Switch touchscreen. Randy capacitive touchscreens are weird about that, but it's not the same as the DS touchscreen. The DS and 3DS touchscreens are like intended to have a plastic tipped stylus, so it works better. I gotta go. Alright, see you later, Naruto, for life. Thank you for tuning into the stream, man. Hope to see you again soon. Ah, the Swabit walked into me while I was doing a reset. That's so rude of it. I think every gen's gonna get a Let's Go remake. I definitely think so too. I definitely see that happening. Mainly because of how good Let's Go Kanto was and how different they were. I mean, but if we getting it, might be Let's Go Johto. I say again, the kind of counterpoint to like it being something else other than Diamond and Pearl is the domain registration that happened recently, and I think the Let's Go games are going to happen in a release cycle separate to or like as a part of the same release cycle. But I think we're going to get a Let's Go game right before we get the next gen. Like it's going to be the last kind of game in the generational cycle, if that makes sense. Like how we got Sumo, we got Yusum. Then we got Let's Go. Theoretically, we'll get Sword Shield, we'll get Diamond Pearl, we'll get Let's Go. Just my thought on the pattern that we've seen, which is not a pattern. There's nothing to make a pattern off of yet. The most pattern we have is Gen 7 having 2 sets of games, then Let's Go, and now 2 sets of games. That's all we've seen. But I definitely don't mind the concept of I don't mind the concept of there basically being a third spoke in the cycle now. That used to just be main game. It used to be just like main game, remake or main game sequel kind of thing that we had. I think it going main game sequel / remake Let's Go is totally fine. It extends the cycle of a generation a little bit, which is okay. They don't have to make new Pokemon for a Let's Go game. They can use the models from Go because, you know, they have all the models made for the generations. Go is ahead of any kind of Let's Go cycle that we can see. So yeah, I think we'll see it. I don't think it would hurt. I don't think we'd see it in 2021. Don't really like the Let's Go. I feel like it was a retelling, not a remake. I think so too. It's not like a remake in the sense that, or like a remake that people kind of say, where it's like, oh, they remade a remake or something. It's like, no, it's an entirely different game. So I don't think Let's Go would ever replace another like mainline release, you know. And it's totally fair not to like it. I think it's a different feel, so totally like could be something you don't like or someone else likes more. I think they continuously are going to want to keep tying Go into the games more. Go's a decent money maker. Go has a lot of players that haven't played mainline Pokemon before. Therefore, if you get people to go like, hey, I like playing Go, and now there's a whole bunch of other games that, like, you know, my Pokemon will transfer to, that, you know, feel like Go a bit more, you know, they have a UI that's familiar to them. Like, Let's Go games aren't inherently intended for people like us. The people who like Pokemon enough to stream it, and the people who like Pokemon enough to watch someone else stream it, especially like shiny hunting or competitive Pokemon. There's clearly something we are doing that is a more involved piece of the game than what like Let's Go is appealing to. Let's Go is appealing to playing Pokemon Go on your couch, which is fine. I have no problem with Let's Go. I enjoyed it as a casual game. It's fun. But yeah, I totally understand like other people who are like, this game doesn't have any of the mechanics I like, it doesn't do anything the way I wanted to do, it feels childish. Like, I get that. You're just not the intended market for those games. And so I think if they sprinkle those in as like another part of the release cycle without messing up the release cycle that core fans want, I see no problem with them. As long as they change the shiny hunting method for next time. If we get Let's Go Johto and it's catch combos again, I'm going to be very sad. Like, catch combos just did not work as a method in my opinion. As a streamer, it was terrible. Because it's like, you want to play the newest game, you want to do that one on stream, because that's what people are kind of interested in, at least at first, but like, knowing that it is the least involved shiny hunting method just makes me not want to do it on stream. So, that's the thing I can rant about a little bit. Consider it Pokemon Go 2.0. That's what Nintendo and Game Freak consider it as too, pretty much. Think about it. It ties into Go better than any other game does. It's meant to be part of Go. It's basically Go, but instead of playing at your park, you play in Kanto. There's a little bit of a story. You know, I think that they're fine. You know, it's another way also to just see the older regions remade one more time. Because I don't like if they remade Fire Red Leaf Green instead of making Let's Go. I think the people would have been way more upset about the Kanto pandering with that than they would have with Let's Go. I think as soon as Let's Go came out, a lot of people went, "Oh wait, yeah, never mind. Like this is a different game. Like this is a wholly different experience that like actually is fine to reuse Kanto again." You know. Where if they made like if they released Gen 8 a year earlier and now they were releasing like a new remake now and it was a Kanto game, I think people would be up in arms way more so than they were with Let's Go. Yeah, you're spot on. Yeah, I mean 100%. That's what the games are meant to be. Is Go. Like they're not intended to be like they're not intended to have the complex mechanics. They're not intended like the whole the catching method, the UI is all designed to be way more similar to Go. Like the wild battles don't exist. Like it's Go. I remember being a little bit like upset about that when it first happened. Like, oh, never mind. Like it's Go. It's entirely intended to be Go. It's a way more casual thing. It's not something that I sit down and intend on playing several hours of at any given time. it was like, it's fun, you know, I'm gonna go play to like a gym today, and then I'll put the game back down or whatever. You know, it was fun. It was fun. Imagine streaming Shiny Hunting Let's Go was just sitting still. Because yeah, that's the thing I always say is like when you're streaming Let's Go like catch comboing, what are you doing? You're you do 31 catches, and then you go and stand in a corner and wait for a shiny to show up on screen, which means you can't like look away, and if like the whole stream becomes just a chatting stream with like a background that might have something interesting happen. That's it. That's all that it is. I also will admit my bias is there because my one like truly painful shiny fail was a Let's Go hunt. But it's like, yeah, there's no viewers, there's no one to chat with. Like, what are you doing? I would be having like such a terrible time. Hey, Digimon, your boyfriend loves it. Hey, to each their own. I've never really experienced Digimon, so I don't have strong feelings one way or another. Let's just encounter this little fox. So it's been a while since I've encountered one of them, and I gotta clear out the encounter slots. There's nothing good right now. There's no Wooloos. If you want complex mechanics, play Digimon Cyber Sleuth. Walk in. What are you playing, Digimon? Walks out. It's just like slightly disappointed face. Just walks out. Like, ugh. Why'd I even ask? Literal poop Digimon. Yeah, that might be a little bit gross for some people's tastes. I don't know if there's any context that can actually make that better. Yeah, this set of songs is a good set. Have the poop emoji. I never got into Digimon. Like, it was never something my friends played or did anything with, so I never felt the need to see what was up with it. I guess was really the thing for me. Like, I had neighbors who played a lot of Pokemon. And just friends in general who played a lot of Pokemon. Like, so like I had a reason to know Pokemon. I didn't have that with Digimon. There was never a point where I knew anyone who like played or watched or had anything to do with Digimon. So like, it never like came up. Really prefer Bakugan and Pokemon. I never got into Bakugan either. Like, I was kind of getting out of like the scene of all the collectible monster type games right before Bakugan got popular. Like, that was something that, like, my younger cousins played a lot of. I think that probably also helped with the fact, like, middle school me wasn't going to get involved with the thing that, like, my cousins in elementary school played. You know, usual middle school thoughts. So, like, I just never played that. They kind of ruined Bakugan now? How so? I just really like the mechanics of the little things, like that's actually, like, I think it's really neat how they work. Battle Planet is terrible. There's like a new, like, kind of series of them. Prefer Pokemon over Digimon, but Digimon's better in some areas, mainly company-wise. I honestly, that probably comes down to, like, how successful Pokemon is. They don't need to do anything completely right as a company. When you're Pokemon, when you're the biggest franchise in the world, you can do whatever you want. Like, no matter what you do, success or failure, you will always be Pokemon. Like, imagine being a company that could sell half of what you do and still being like the top 5 companies in the world, like profit-wise. Like, yeah. Or like, you know, franchise-wise, you know, like in the entertainment world at least. I mean, yeah, it's just the numbers they do are crazy. Never understood Digimon. Haven't gotten into it into any other collecting monsters games other than Pokemon. One's enough for me. Right. After this, we're heading back up to the Pokemon Center and get some more moves. So it's supposed to be a reboot, but it's not even close. Gotcha. And we're going to do a couple more encounters of each, I feel. We don't really have a clean number to go to this time. Reboot can kill a franchise. You strip away some of the nostalgia, and if what you change breaks whatever was magic about the first time, you can absolutely do that. I couldn't even imagine having to remember 800 more monster names, right? See the number of hours I've put into Pokemon, and, you know, I still don't even, like, I couldn't even name all the Pokemon off the top of my head. Honestly, like, Twiggy came in here earlier and said, like, Sea Cucumber, and I'm pretty sure he meant Pyukumuku. I don't know, there might be another Sea Cucumber Pokemon I don't know about. Or Sea Pickle Pokemon I don't know about. I couldn't think of immediately. The iCarly reboot? I have no clue how that's gonna go. Like, that legitimate, that could be amazing, or it could be absolutely terrible, and I'm not sure. I can't imagine it being really good, but they got the original cast back. Like, they did one of the things that would be the, like, they avoided, like, having a different cast, which would have been one of the things that could have really thrown it off, but, like, I don't know. Thought it was a sea urchin? Like, yeah, I don't know. That's the thing. There's, like, a whole bunch of these different little Pokemon that's like, oh, it's the whatever, and it's like, what's the name of it, though? I might know the name, or recognize it when I see it, but just, like, sometimes, yeah, a description of it, it's like, that doesn't work. But yeah, I don't know. At least you know the Digimon's will always end with Mon. So you can at least mumble Mon. So you at least get one syllable of it right every time. Alright guys, we're gonna do one more encounter of each here for the night. Pyukumuku is the sea cucumber. Aha! Alright, so let's knock this Wooloo out, and then we will do another Azelf and another Wooloo. It looks like a sea urchin. Sea urchins is spiky. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just kind of one of those design things where it's like a mix of both, but they call it one. Alright. Alright, alright, alright. Final Azelf. I guess we're also doing a Squavit. I did not intend to hit the Squavit, but we did. So no Azelf today. We passed 4,000. My prediction was wrong, guys. Man, oh man, I hope this Azelf doesn't go on for too incredibly long. It could happen. It would be okay. I'd rather not have to come to that. Hey, there's our Wooloo. He's here, he's ready. And it is not a shiny, so thank you to everyone for tuning into the stream. Thank you to everyone that liked, everyone that subscribed. Big thank you to Twiggy for the raid, and to the Forbidden One. He has now got the trifecta of the bottom of the screen. Our newest member. But yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. Back again with another stream soon. Possibly tomorrow. Again, I don't really know for sure if I'll stream on any given day. If it's not tomorrow, it'll be Friday. I'll make sure of that. Because Thursday's a day I just can't do. But it'll always be the same time as usual. But yeah, imagine if the Squavit was shiny. I mean, dude, we hunted for a shiny Squavit on stream for like a month. And then I like just stopped, like, you know, just kind of stopped streaming again. And like, on like Mother's Day or something, I went up to see my mom. I was just showing her what like Pokemon looked like, because she got a Switch. I got her a Switch, and so yeah, this is what Pokemon looks like. And I ran into a Squavit and it was shiny. Like of all the odds there. But yeah, so thank you everyone again for tuning into the stream. It's always fun to hang out with you guys and talking. Yeah, we'll be back again with more hunts for Wooloo and Azelf soon. And until then, take care.
I had the roses, but never your heart. I lived a dream, now I'm in the dark. Oh, 'cause you ran away and took my life, and so ripped me to pieces. Just let it all go. My heart was on fire, but you let me burn. You got me higher, now there's no return. No, you took my heart, you took my soul, rip me to pieces.